The Chinese meat scandal, outrageous stuff. I have one friend, Yukio, says she's never going to McDonald's again. Yeah, so the Chinese meat scandal, dropping meat on the ground, picking it up, terrible stuff. Here's some words from one article. Get the article, print it out, follow through, easy for you. Okay, first word, sever. To sever means to cut. If you sever your arm, you chop your arm off. But in this article, McDonald's, other companies in Japan are severing their connection with the meat supplier. Okay, because of what happened. Cutting, sever. Stick by. If you don't sever your ties with a company, you stick by them. To stick by is to stay and keep helping and not cut ties with, not sever, stick by. If you stick by a friend, you stay and you help them out even when times are hard. When times are hard and you stay, that's sticking by. Terminate. To terminate means to end, kind of like sever, but to terminate, if you terminate an agreement, it means that you end the agreement. If you've got a keitai, if you've got a mobile and you want to terminate your contract early, the nice people at the phone company will charge you termination fees. So to terminate means to finish something. A terminal is the end of the line. When the train finishes, that's the terminal. Producer. Doshi, produce. Meishi, producer. To produce is to make. A producer is somebody who makes. The eyes are on now are on the producers in China who are dropping food on the ground and picking it up. So they are the producers. Bad producers, as it turns out. Authority. An authority is a person who's in charge. Who are the authorities? The police, the government, the FDA in the US. The authorities are the people who make sure everybody is doing what they should. And now the authorities in China are looking at factories, different factories, to make sure that what happened, which everyone saw, isn't happening in many places. Allegedly. Allegedly means someone says you did something, but it's not proved yet. If someone breaks the law, until they've been in court and the judge says guilty, they allegedly did it. Until something is proven, then it's allegedly. So allegedly, there are many companies who allegedly broke the rules. Haven't proved it, but everyone thinks. State of the art. This iPad here, it was state of the art. It means brand new. The leading technology. State of the art at the moment is, I see state of the art, the iPhone 6. Apparently you can just put it down. You don't have to plug it in to charge it. That's pretty state of the art, okay? Brand new technology. Rely. To rely upon someone, to rely on someone is to need them. Okay? Need them or need something. Need a person or need a thing. I rely on my phone to use as a calendar, to play games on the phone, to study Japanese on the train, and so I rely on it. I need it. Just ask my wife. Track record. Track record is the history of a company or a person. The company in question that is in this meat scandal, they have a good track record. So over the years, they've done a good job and they've been trustworthy and everything. So they've got a good track record, which now is in question. Track record. Quality. Quality means good. If something is high quality, it means very well made, well produced. something's low quality, then it's going to fall apart. And so if you pay high quality, usually you pay more money. Swift. Swift means quickly. If a river is swift, the water's flowing very fast. If action is swift, it gets done very quickly. Yeah? So swift means quickly. So the Chinese government are saying that their action towards these people will be swift. McDonald's were swift in condemning what happened there. Okay? Investigate. Investigate means to look into something, to find out what happened. To investigate means to go to, they're gone to the factory to find out, is this happening? Why did it happen? To investigate is to find out the truth. I want the truth. Okay? To investigate is to find out the truth, find out what happened. Overhaul. Overhaul means to completely change the way something is done. Okay? So when computers came about, that completely overhauled the way business was done. The way the internet, when I want to make a phone call, I just use Skype to my mother in New Zealand now. So Skype has overhauled the way people communicate long distance. And now in China, at these factories, the buyers, McDonald's, etc., McDonald's, Burger King, they've insisted that the Chinese companies overhaul the way they do things to make it so people trust them again. Assurance. Assurance is to, if you give an assurance, you give a promise. To assure, doshi, assurance meishi, to give an assurance is to give a promise. McDonald's said to the companies in China, we want an assurance that this won't happen again. And the companies, they said, okay, we assure you it won't. Compromise. If something is in the text, the word is compromised. If something is compromised, it means it's been put into danger. It's been put into there's been risk, put in touch with risk. Back to the Ebola from last month. They have the masks and everything. They don't want to compromise themselves. So in China, in these meat factories, the production systems, before they were overhauled, there was compromise. The meat, the safety of the food was compromised. Okay, put in touch with danger. Okay, not completely safe. Expertise. Expertise is skill, ability. Now they are sending people into the factories with expertise in production and expertise in doing things. I am a trained and qualified teacher in New Zealand, so I have expertise in teaching. I was a casino dealer for 5 years, so I have some expertise in dealing cards. Okay, so expertise is skill, ability. Okay. Contrast. To contrast means if you've got black and white, contrast. Dark, light, contrast. Fast, slow, contrast. It means things which are close to each other, things which are very different. Okay? So the story that the Chinese factories are telling the press and the government contrast to what is actually happening, which is the problem. Reaction. With every action there is a reaction. A reaction is what someone does in reply to something. The reaction of many companies has been to terminate, to sever their business dealings with these factories in China. Okay, reaction is something which you do in reply to something. Probe. Probe can be a verb or a noun. And this, it's a noun. A probe is an investigation. A probe, to probe is to look into, okay? So a probe, they carried out an investigation. Determine. Determine is to find out the reason for something. Okay, so they're carrying out investigations and probes to determine why this happened. Okay, to determine something is to find out why something happened. They determined that a long time ago they determined that smoking was a risk of cancer. They determined that high fatty food was a cause for heart disease. To work something out, to put the reason for something on something. Source. Source is a verb in this list. To source means to get something from somewhere. Many companies source their food, source their products from China. Okay, most kiwi fruit in Japan are sourced from New Zealand. Okay, source is to find something and get it for use, for production, for sale. Prompt. To prompt means to make someone do something. This whole scandal has prompted companies in Japan to be more careful about where they buy their food and to be to carry out more investigations into the production style. To prompt is to make someone do something. Okay. Oversee. To oversee means to overlook and to watch, and like the boss of a factory, he oversees what people are doing to make sure that everything's happening properly. They're sending professionals into the factories to oversee, to make sure everything's kosher. Illegal. Legal means okay, not against the law. Illegal means against the law. And if you get caught, sukamaru, yeah? Illegal. Unequivocal. Unequivocal means absolutely, no way but. If people are unequivocal, accept nothing else, it's this and only this. Unequivocal means I'm not talking about it, this is what's happening. Alternative. You can do A or you can do B. You have two alternatives. If you have A, you don't like it, you can go to B. You chose an alternative. So alternative is two different things. Anticipate. Look into the future. To anticipate is through a bit of knowledge and what you think and what you know, work out what's going to happen. I anticipate I'm going to be very relaxed this weekend. The companies that buy off these factories anticipate there won't be any more problems because they've overhauled their systems. It remains to be seen. Strain. To strain is to strain something is to stretch and to pull. To strain a muscle is to stretch it. This whole episode has strained relations. So the relations between the two countries are strained, they're stretched. So it's not such a good feeling. So relationships are strained, not such a good feeling. Sentence. Sentence is if you do something wrong and you go in front of a judge and you are in jail for 2 years. That is your sentence. It's being given a punishment for something you've done wrong, which is illegal. A sentence. Audit. Audit is a noun in this. Audit is a very, very, very thorough probe, investigation into how something's done. A financial audit is an audit into finances, and an audit into a system is looking exactly what's happening and why it went wrong. And that's it. Thank you. Chinese meat scandal. Have fun. Bye-bye.